Good evening, spooks. Welcome to my cozy corner of the office / library. Today's video is going to be slightly different, or a slightly different setup to usual. Today I'm going to be going through my series tracker. So in the next clip you'll see that I have created a spreadsheet that details every series I have begun and am partway through, or I have finished in the last, I would say, 4 years or so, because pre-Goodreads, I did not write down what books I was reading. I didn't write down anything about them, so I have no idea what I read pre-Goodreads. And I'm confident as a teenager or a very young adult, I read lots of books, and many of them were probably series that I have no recollection of. So that's just lost information, no idea. But I will be going through all the series I have read in the last probably 4 years. I'm concerned that there's going to be more that I haven't finished than I realised, but we will get to that. So after you've seen the clip of me creating the spreadsheet, I will then move across the other side of the room and we can sit together and go through the spreadsheet. We can go through the series that I have started and I'm yet to finish, and we can go through the ones that I have finished and whether or not I would recommend them. So let's get cracking.
This ain't a good time, I'll be in a lifetime. It's been like this for a while. I gave you all my life, stay till the sunrise when it's only us. Oh, let's be for real. Now you're scared to fall in love, but I want you still. I could put in all the work, but I'll keep you from hurting. Baby, I'll always be here, even in 100 years. I want you still.
And here is my series tracker spreadsheet. You would have seen the clip of me building it. It took a lot longer than I thought it would take. And I completely lied to you because I thought that I had information back up to 2020, but I do not. I don't know what I used in 2020. I think I might have written them all down in a book. I'll see if I can try and find that for a future video. But for now, this is all we've got to work with. So there is still 57 books. That's not nice. I did not know I had read that many books that were part of a series. So my mind's kind of blown, and I'm hoping that some of these are completed and that I don't just have lots of unfinished series floating around in the atmosphere. So first up, I'm going to go through all of the series that I have finished. So I've put in obviously the title, the author, the name of the series, because it's not always the title of the first book, which number this book is in the series, and then how many books there are in the series, and when I read it. So first up, we're just going to go through and tick off the ones that are definitely complete. I can tell you straight up, I did in fact read and complete the It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover series. I read the first one in October 2022. Obviously wanted to immediately read the next one, which very strange, blows my mind, because on reflection, I just don't think the series was that good. But okay, whatever, I finished the series, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. I can also tell you that The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan is a series of 2 books, and the second book came out at the end of 2023. So down here is Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop, also by Jenny Colgan. Finished that series. By the way, I'm sure there is a much more efficient way of doing this, but this is the way I wish to do it, okay? I am using numbers. And I don't know if there are any Mac people are out there, but I don't use numbers for work. I use exclusively Excel. So when I have to open up numbers, I don't know what I'm doing. It never does what I want it to do, and I hate it. But here we are. That's what we've got. And I could probably use Excel online, but I don't want to. Just let me complain. I don't know why I don't have a date in here, but fine. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree is a series of 2 books, and I am confident that further down here we will see Legends and Lattes, the second book, which is actually the prequel, Bookshops and Bone Dust, read in December 2023. I'm eating a cat hair. Great. Okay, next up we have A Psalm for the Wild Built. I always want to say Wild Built. A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers, Monk and Robot series, 2 in the series, and I am confident I have finished them both. I don't think I liked it that much. I really just did not understand the obsession with it from everybody. And I'm annoyed. I'm sure it's a me problem because I heard that Becky Chambers is like the go-to girly for sci-fi, but I just did not like this series. I would still like to read something else by Becky Chambers and give her another go, but yeah, I just didn't like it. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. That is a trilogy. I read Shadow and Bone in March 2023. I read Siege and Storm in April 2023. And then I gave it a really long gap and I read Ruin and Rising in April 2024. I left that such a long time. For what reason? I actually quite enjoyed it. I think I more enjoyed it because I knew that it was leading me to Six of Crows and I was really excited to read Six of Crows. We'll get to that. Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, I haven't actually finished. We'll get to that in a minute. Series of Unfortunate Events I haven't finished. Howl's Moving Castle I haven't finished. Pet by Akwaeke Emezi is a duology and I have finished that. There is Bitter, August 2023. Read them both in August 2023. They're quite short novellas. Loved the first one. Didn't quite get the second one as much, but the first one was really, really good. Would definitely recommend that one. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I read the first one in August 2023. I read the second one in the duology March 2024. I hated the second one so much. Hated. I was really upset about it. It felt like a personal affront. PTSD Radio by Masaki Nakayama. I read volumes 1 to 2 in August 2023. I read volumes 3 to 4 in September 2023. And I don't feel like I wrote the third one down here. Wait, is that it? I think I have maybe messed up the way I've written this down. Or have I not finished it? I swear I finished it. Okay, I'm going to not put it down as finished because I've only got 2... No, I've got 3 books. I just haven't written it down. Okay, I've definitely finished that. I just don't know why it's not on this list. So we've got to the first issue. That's fine. We'll just take it as yes. I know I finished it. There's 3 books. It's volumes 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, and I read them all. I swear. Okay. Belladonna I haven't finished. Dream Harbor I haven't finished. It's an ongoing series. I think 2 more books are coming out next year. I've read 3 of them though. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. She is blessing us with the 3rd book. I think it's a trilogy, but I would love for there to be more. The 3rd one comes out in February, so I am so excited for that. Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. I read the 1st book in January of 2024. I haven't added it yet, but I won't add it, but I'm ticking it as yes because the 2nd book is called First Frost. And when I tell you I was so excited to read this stupid book, I have been waiting for there to be just like a slight flurry of snow so that I can read it, and I did read it in December and I hated it. I've not marked it as read on Goodreads because whilst I technically didn't DNF it, I also don't class it as finishing it because I got about halfway through, maybe even more. It might have been like 60% of the way through, and I just skim read. I read the dialogue because I was like, I hate this book, but I have to know how it ends. So I really didn't like it at all. So I won't be rating it, but also it's not really a DNF. I did finish it, but no. So it won't get marked on here really. But yeah, that was disappointing as well. That's another one like What Moves the Dead, where the first one was incredible. Like Garden Spells was a 5-star read for me. And then the second one, I didn't even rate it. Unrateable. Really upset about it. Anyway, Starfall Point, the series by Molly Harper. I have read Witches Get Stuff Done. I then read Big Witch Energy. I don't know if the 3rd one's out yet. I think it is a trilogy. I've definitely not read it, so I'm really excited to read that one, but we'll get back to that. Emily Wilde we've done. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, no, not finished. Faebound, not finished. What Feast at Night, yes. God Killer, not finished. Wolf Den, not finished. I've read the first 2. What am I talking about? Wolf Den and The House with the Golden Door are on my red shelf. What's the 3rd one? Temple of Fortuna. Okay, no, not read the 3rd one yet. House Witch by Delamhach. I read the 1st one and DNF the 2nd one. We'll come back to that. Not finished Howl's Moving Castle. Not finished The Borrowers. Not finished The Library. The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I didn't know this was a series. but now I do. And I would love to continue, but I haven't yet. Six of Crows. Okay, I read first one July, second one August of this year. Technically last year, I guess. 2024. Another cat hair. I loved it so much. Absolute 5 stars, both books 5 stars. Stunning. Wolf Den, I've not finished. Mammoth by Ava Baltazar. Now this looks kind of strange because I technically read the third in the trilogy, but it's not really, they're standalone novellas, so I think that they are linked, but I don't think you have to have read the first and second to read the third. I didn't anyway. I loved it. It was 5-star read for me, but I haven't read the first or second. But I will be doing that. Cinnamon Bump, Dream Harbor, I've already talked about. The X-Hex, again, this is just like A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I did not know this was a trilogy. I quite liked the first one. I think I rated it 3 stars. I would probably continue reading because they're quite good to have as an audiobook when you're out for a walk because it's quite light-hearted. So I'd probably continue, but I haven't finished it yet. Again, Dream Harbor we've already spoken about. Okay. There's quite a lot on there that are not complete series. So let's look at all the ones where I haven't completed the series. Okay, In Every Mirror She's Black. I did not know this was a duology, and I remember really enjoying this book. I read it so long ago. This must have been one of the first ones that I logged on Goodreads, although I thought I was doing that in 2020. Suspicious. But I would definitely be up for reading the second book in that one. I don't know what it's called, you tell me. Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Let me tell you about Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I really enjoyed the first book. I tolerated the second book. And with the third book, a bit like First Frost, I got 30% of the way through. Hated it so much that I speed read to get to the end. I had the audiobook and I had the physical copy. And I had the audiobook as high as I could make it go. I just snapped a bit of wood off my desk. I should probably not pick whilst I'm talking to you. I put the audiobook on as quick as I could just to get through it because I hated it so much. So I didn't rate it. I don't count it as a DNF, but I don't count it as read either. It's one of those in-betweenies. Didn't really read it fully. You know what I mean? So I will 100% not be completing this series. In fact, I am going to donate the 3 books that I own so far. The first one and second one I have in paperback, the third one is a hardback. And down the road from me there is one of those phone boxes that have been turned into a book swap, and I love that idea, by the way. So I'm going to go drop them off there soon, maybe even today. That's irrelevant, that's irrelevant, that's irrelevant, that's irrelevant. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I will 100% be picking up that second book. I think I have the audiobook already saved on BookBeat, so it's just a matter of time. I don't know when the time will come, but the time will come. Don't Make a Sound by David Jackson I read this while I was on holiday because I just fancied like a quick thriller audiobook. And I did end up really enjoying it. I had never really read a thriller before, so I kind of had a long time ago, but when I got back into reading in 2020, I didn't start with thrillers. And so it was the first thriller I'd read in a while. And again, it was like, there's 4 in the series. I think there might be more actually, but whatever. But you don't have to read them in order. It's just, it maybe gives you a bit more history about the characters, but the plot, it didn't matter. I didn't need to know anything about Nathan Cody. So I did really enjoy it. And I would probably pick up another one in the series. I enjoyed the plot and I enjoyed the writing style. It was very easy to get through. It was very quick paced. So yeah, maybe. I'd probably pick her up. I had nothing against it. I think I rated it 4 stars. I liked it. Samantha Shannon, why do you do this to me? Look. If I didn't already own the prequel in the Roots of Chaos series, I would say no. However, I specifically waited for the paperback to come out so that my paperback of Priory of the Orange Tree would match my paperback of, what is the book called? A Day of Fallen Night. And so I will be reading that because I waited for it, because it's brand new, because I bought it brand new, I spent good money on it, and I feel obliged to. It does actually form part of my TBR shelf challenge, so I kind of have to read it by the end of June, otherwise I have to DNF it, otherwise I have to unhaul it. So I guess, reluctantly, this is a yes. Now let me tell you about the Mother Fluffin' Atlas 6. I hate this series. This fills me with a fiery, boiling passion of hate. I did read the first book. The second book, I DNF'd at maybe 50%. I gave it a really good go. I just hated it. Can't even tell you why. Just hated it. Hated all the characters. They were all unlikable, but not in an interesting way, in just a you're annoying me way. All of the POVs I hated. I think there was maybe one I could tolerate, but they were awful. I tried to put the audiobook on to get through it quicker. Couldn't do it. Audiobook was worse. So there is no way, no amount of money you could pay me to finish that series. Okay. I have tried to pick up other books by Olivia Blake too, by the way. I really feel like I should like this author, but I just can't do it. I don't know what it is about her writing style, but I just don't like it. I've tried to read Alone with You in the Ether because I love literary fiction. I feel like that should be my jam, but it's not my jam. I hate it, but I don't hate it. I just had to DNF it. I couldn't follow it. I just had to DNF it. I also tried to read, what's that one about vampires? It's got Masters of Death, maybe? It's got a really nice cover. Again, I got about 20% through and just DNF'd it. I was like, this is just boring. It's putting me into a reading slump. So I think I have to admit to myself that I am not an Olivia Blake fan. And that's fine, no problem. I went through a phase of trying to get through all of a series of unfortunate events. Why have I put evens? Never mind. And I still own the next 2 on my shelf, I think. So I'll definitely finish the series. I'm very interested in reading it all and then watching was it a Netflix series? Because I never actually finished watching it. I watched the first couple of episodes and that was it. So yeah, fully going to finish that at some point. Howl's Moving Castle, it's a trilogy and I loved Howl's Moving Castle. That was great. The second one was kind of terrible, so I am scared of reading the third one. But I did buy it as a trilogy set, so I own it and I will read it at some point. It is, again, part of my... Where is it? Oh, there. House of Many Ways. Okay. Yeah, it's part of my TBR shelf challenge. So again, I have to read it by the end of June 2025. Okay, what's next? Series of Unfortunate Events. Yes. PTSD Radio. Yes. No, not you. Come back. Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I'm very much interested in continuing this series. I don't know why I haven't yet. I just haven't got around to it. It's September 2023. I could have put money on the fact that I read this in like mid to late 2024. That's mind blowing. I own the first one in paperback form, so I think I'm waiting for them to stop having their heyday, because at the moment, whenever I go into bookshops and see them, whether I look online, they all seem to be either exclusive editions or hardbacks. So I'm sure the second one by now must have come out in paperback form. I just obviously haven't seen it. But yes, I'd like to continue the series. I just am waiting for paperbacks to come out. Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore, the Dream Harbor series. At present, there is rumoured to be 5 books in the series. I think the last 2 are coming out this year, 2025. But I have a feeling she'll continue the series. I don't know how it works in the publishing world, but I just have a feeling she'll continue it because they're just so popular at the moment. And I can kind of get it. I think I rated Pumpkin Spice Cafe 3 stars. It was okay. I didn't quite like the romance because I thought the man just needed to go to therapy and it was frustrating that the woman had to be his therapist. But I did rate 3 stars. It was fine. The second one is, well, let me just go find the second one for you. The second one I read was Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, and I rated that 2 stars. I hated that one. I thought the main characters had no chemistry whatsoever. The female main character was so boring. I can't believe that a woman would write such an insipid, boring woman character. Very frustrating. I think I've said it in previous videos before, but the only problem she had was a fear of turning 30. That was it. That's what drove the entire plot forwards, and it was just very frustrating. So didn't enjoy that one at all. But then I read The Christmas Tree Farm and loved this one. I thought that the characters were a lot more believable. They had a lot more chemistry. The male main character didn't need to go to therapy, or he already has been to therapy. I don't know. The way he spoke was just, he was very aware of his emotions. He was very good at communicating. If anything, the female main character was worse at that, but still she was believable. She was complex and 3D, and I liked that. And it was festive. So I will continue. Am I going to regret saying this? I don't know, probably. I probably will continue reading the series. I'm not mad about it, and I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. What I like about the series is that the first book follows somebody who owns the cafe, the second one follows someone who owns a bookstore, the third one obviously follows someone who owns a Christmas tree farm. And they all live in the same village, and so they all are weaved together, all their lives are linked, and I really like that found family trope in books. So that's what I think I'm going to enjoy as the series progresses. I just hope that we don't revisit the people from the Cinnamon Bum bookstore much, because I don't like them. As I've already said, the next book in the Emily Wilde series comes out in February of this year, next month if you will, and I have it on pre-order. I'm going away at the end of February for a reading holiday, and I have this book I'm getting emotional. This book will arrive at my house on the 11th of February, I think that's when it comes out. I have pre-ordered it should arrive. I don't go away until the end of February. So do I take this book with me on my reading holiday and read it in like a beautiful environment? But I have to wait. I have to have that book in my house and not read it. I don't know if I can cope with that. I might have to find something else to read in the meantime that is really exciting so that I'm not put off, so that I'm not tempted to pick up Emily Wilde. I don't know. But either way, that's irrelevant right now because obviously I'm going to read this series. And I'm just sad that it's a trilogy. And I don't think that she would do any more after the 3. But maybe we'll get a spin-off or a prequel. I would love a prequel, and I never say I would love a prequel. But I would love to see how Emily Wilde became the professor. Yeah, I would eat that up. So, we can dream. Look how strange the lighting is in here. Look how strange the lighting is. Why, when I sit back here, do I look flushed? I'm not flushed. I'm just talking about Emily Wilde, and I just really like it, okay? I'm fine. Witches Get Stuff Done by Molly Harper. I think I said earlier this is a trilogy, and I'm very interested in reading the 3rd book. So the series follows 3 women who are witches? I can't remember if they're all witches. I know the main character in Witches Get Stuff Done definitely is. I think they are, and I think when they come together, their power is increased. So I'm pretty sure they're all witches, but each book follows a different one of the 3. And so I'm very interested to see what happens with the 3rd one because I was really interested in her character in the 1st and 2nd book anyways. So yeah, fully excited to read that. Before Your Memory Fades, absolutely not. Feybound by Sarah El-Arifi, yes. It's a trilogy? I wrote this number in here and didn't register that it's a trilogy. I didn't know it was a trilogy. Did I know it was a trilogy? So what's the next book called? I think I've ordered it. Am I being dramatic? Hang on. No, I won't come off the screen because who knows what will happen. It'll be chaos. I'm pretty sure I've ordered the 2nd book. No. I'm thinking of Godkiller. I have pre-ordered the 2nd book in the series. I didn't know a 3rd one was coming. I really, really enjoyed this book. I love the representation of our LGBTQ plus community. I love to see it. I say it every time, but I love to see it. So yeah, really excited to read that one. I think I am discovering that I like romantasy. Is Feybound romantasy or is it a fantasy romance? I'm not always confident on the difference, but I think I've been put off by fantasy books in the past. And I think it's because I need a little romance in it. Can you even believe I'm saying these words? I can't believe I'm saying these words. Okay, the Fallen Gods trilogy. Again, I did know this was a trilogy. I'm just yapping away and making no sense. Yes, I own Sunbringer, which is the 2nd in the series. Let me confirm that with my shelves. Sunbringer, I do. And I haven't pre-ordered the 3rd one. I don't know when it comes out or whether it's already out. But I will 100% be picking that book up because it's on my shelf and I own it. And I quite enjoyed the series. Not as much as Feybound, not that I'm really comparing the two. But I think I read them in quick succession, like March and April of last year. In 2025, it's 2025. And I just think maybe I didn't vibe with the romance as much. I know that it was a high stakes scene, and so they got together because it was like, oh, we're gonna die, or everything's gonna implode in our worlds. But I just didn't find the connection believable. They went too quickly from, what is the expression? Enemies. I was like, haters to lovers. They went very quickly from enemies to lovers, and I just didn't really agree with. It didn't feel genuine. It didn't feel genuine. But anyway. Wolf Den by Elodie Harper. I rated this 5 stars, absolutely loved it. The 2nd one I liked a little less. I've already ticked it as yes, you know what's coming. The 2nd one I liked a little less, but I still enjoyed it. I think that our main character just changed so much, and you know why she's changed, but it just shocked me and found the story a little less enjoyable. However, I am still very excited to pick up the third one. I own it on my shelf. I got it for such a good steal at a secondhand bookshop, so 100% will be completing that trilogy. I want to know what's going to happen. The House Witch by Delamhach. Right. I actually read... Oh, I didn't. I technically DNF'd it, didn't I? So I read the first one and quite enjoyed it, actually, which is strange, considering where this goes. The second one I DNF'd at maybe 40%. I hated it. It was so unbelievably boring. The romance was boring. The action was boring. The stakes were not high enough or interesting enough. I hated it so much, which was really upsetting because the first one was... It was cozy fantasy, but it still had some really interesting stakes. And I loved it. And I just can't believe that it fell so short on the second book. I can't believe there's 4 books of it. Oh, wait. Why did I put why? I can't believe there's 4 books. I guess maybe would I be tempted to pick it up again and see where the series goes? Perhaps. I don't know. I'm going to put no because I have no intentions of continuing. But that's not to say I never will. But for now, the answer is no. I've already said yes to this one. The Borrowers, I am putting together a video. I've been working on it for most of 2024 and this forms part of that video, so I will be completing the series. I have the book, it's like right next to me, I can see it right here, but I'm not going to get it out because it's in a pile. I have the book in a collection, so all 5 stories are in that book, so yeah, absolutely no reason why I would not read that. The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. This is a trilogy as well? I thought this was a duology. As the second one, I think the second one maybe has just come out recently, or they've just done a special edition of it anyway, because I've seen it everywhere. Look, this was a huge book, and it was interesting. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. But it was so long. It didn't need to be that long, I don't think. I would be kind of interested to see where it goes, but not enough. Let me know if you've read the series and it's definitely worth picking up, because that one I'm not confident on. I think I'm intimidated by the size of it because it was a bit of a slog to get through The Book That Wouldn't Burn. Okay, Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I think I said earlier that I didn't know this was a trilogy, but I had a nice time. I listened to it on audiobook, and same as the XX, we'll come to that in a second. I just had a nice time. This one especially was really funny, so I would definitely be picking up the next in the series for that one. I've already done Wolf Den. Mammoth by Ava Baltazar. I love that book so much. I've rated it 5 stars, so 100% would pick up everything the author ever writes. Absolutely. And again, yeah, XX, it was a nice time. It wasn't as funny or as captivating as A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, but I would probably listen to the audiobooks. I don't think I would purchase the books, but I would listen to the books. So, okay, that's quite a lot of series that I need to continue. Do I have visions of me finishing any of these anytime soon? Probably the TJ Gloom one. Like I said, I have that audiobook ready, so there's no reason why I can't get that going. I have no desire to read this anytime soon. David Jackson. Day Afore the Night is frightening me, but I have to read it by the end of June. Series of Unfortunate Events, I'll just read as and when I can be bothered. Howl's Moving Castle, no desire, but I have to read it by the end of June. Belladonna I'm quite interested in, but I don't own it, and I'm trying to read the books that I own before I buy more. So that's probably not going to happen anytime soon either. Dream Harbor, I'll probably read them as they come out, so when they're released in the new year, I will read them. I'll pick them up straight away. I will probably buy the paperbacks too, because they never seem to be very expensive. They always seem to sell them in the works, where they sell them for like £5, sometimes even £3.50. And I've got the other paperbacks, so it'd be nice to have the collection. As you know, I'm an Emily Wilde girly, so that book is coming in February and I can't wait to read it. The third one in the Witches Get Stuff Done, Starfall Point series. Yeah, very interested in reading that one. As with the other witchy romances, I will just audiobook it. There's no reason why I can't do that now. I just kind of forgot it existed. Feybound, it's pre-ordered, so it'll arrive soon, so I'll read it around the time it's delivered. I don't know. Maybe that will also come in February and I can read it before I take Emily Wilde away with me. Maybe. That might be a winner. I have the Godkiller sequel on my shelf, but I'm not urgently wanting to read it, to be honest. But again, I have to read it by the end of June. The final book in the Wolf Den series isn't on my TBR challenge. It's just on like my new TBR. so I can read that whenever. It could be later in the year if I want it to be. Yeah, I think that will do. I'm really interested in reading some more Elva Baltasar, but I don't own any of them at the moment, and they are novellas, but they're still like quite expensive. But that's just me, and I definitely will in the future because I really enjoyed her work, but I need to read the books on my shelf first. So I think that is it for now. There are a few on there that I would never pick up if you paid me no amount of money. None. What else do I feel? Yeah, no amount of money. Before the coffee gets cold. No, I'm done. No. The House Witch is a soft no. Maybe I'd pick it up. Maybe it gets better. Again, soft no. If one person comments on this video and says, I read the full Mark Lawrence The Library series, and well, not the full one because I don't think the third one's out yet, and I loved it so much, you're going to enjoy it based on previous books you've enjoyed, then I'll pick it up. So it's down to you, buddies. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in a video very, very soon. Bye!
Let me show you